10 things I do to be creative or conservative. There's nothing wrong with being creative. It gets the brain to exercise, and there's nothing wrong with being conservative because it makes less waste. I am not retired yet. I'm still working. I've still got a couple more years, actually 5 more years before I can retire. But I am definitely looking forward to it and I'm ready. But until then, I do work a low paying job, so I still have to be conservative and creative. So, here are some things that I do. If any of these work for you, then you can do them. If they don't work for you, then don't do them. Number one, I mix my milk with water. Sometimes when I'm getting low of milk and I can't get any milk yet, I am vegan, so I do use almond milk, but even if I used cow's milk, I'd be doing the same thing with it. When I use it for recipes or for whatever reason I use it, to me, it doesn't make any difference. To me, it doesn't mess up the recipe when I mix it with water. Number two, when I buy beans, rice, or pasta, I look to see if it's cheaper to buy it in a 5 pound bag or even a 2 pound bag. Sometimes it can be significantly cheaper, and if so, then that's how I buy it. Number three, I save my jars, like my pickle jars or mayonnaise jars, and I reuse them. I even have a jar that has hair ties in it. And I use common sense. If my cupboards are full of jars and I don't need any more, then I don't save any more. Number four, I save about a teaspoon of beans, rice, or pasta. I'm not going to miss it if I put away a teaspoon of the beans, rice, or pasta, and I put them in those jars that I clean out and save. And then before I know it, I have a whole container of beans, rice, or pasta that I can make soup out of. And it's like getting a free container of beans, rice, and pasta. When I first realized that this can be done, I wanted the mixed beans, but I realized that they're more expensive if you buy them already mixed. So I decided I can just save a little of each bag and then put them together, and then I'll have a bag of mixed beans. Number five, I eat oatmeal sometimes. That really does fill you up. I don't eat it as often as I should, but when I do eat it, it really makes a difference. I don't get hungry for a while. Even the oatmeal that has the flavor and the sugar, it doesn't work as good as the plain oatmeal, but it does work partially good. Number six, the oil that's in the peanut butter jar, I cook with that. I realized that one time several years ago I didn't have any oil and I desperately needed some and I didn't have any money. And then I realized there's oil in that peanut butter jar. So now I just cook with that oil. Number seven, when I get a runner in my pantyhose, I'll cut that leg off, and then when I'm wearing another pair of pantyhose and that one gets a run in it, I cut that leg off, then I put the two pair together, and it's like I've got a free pair of pantyhose. I've been doing that for a long time. Of course, now I don't wear dresses or pantyhose hardly at all, so I don't go through pantyhose like I used to. But the few times I do wear them, I do exercise that practice. Number eight, sometimes I will portion out my food in containers or even those glass jars I was telling you about. If I'm afraid that I'm going to overeat, sometimes I'll just portion out the amount that I should have, and then I'll know just to eat that and nothing else. Number nine, I will just bundle up and not have the heater on, unless one of my granddaughters is over here, of course. But if it's just me, a lot of times I won't even turn on the heater. The same thing in the summertime, I won't even turn on the air conditioner. Unless, like I said, if my granddaughter's over here, of course she'll want all that turned on. But I just put on socks and just bundle up and I'm good. And number 10, I substitute or do without. Like, for example, I like to make vegan hamburger patties. And I like to make them with lentils and rice. But if I'm out of lentils and rice, I can make them with black beans or pinto beans or whatever type of beans I have. And if I have no lettuce for my burger, I just eat it without lettuce. Or if I don't have any pickles, I just eat it without pickles. If I don't have any vegan mayonnaise, but I do have mustard, then I can just use mustard. Or if I'm making a dish and it requires relish and I don't have relish, but I do have pickles, I can just cut up the pickles. Or if I want pickles and I don't have pickles, but I do have relish, I can use the relish. So those are 10 examples of ways that I am creative and conservative, where I try to be. Even if I did have a high paying job, I would still do these things because I'm just naturally conservative and frugal at heart. So, have a nice day.